It's Friday the 8th of February in Sydney, and it's time for Friday Beers. In this edition of Friday Beers, we feel sorry for mortgage brokers, there's no happy ending for Stuart, and we make a shameless pitch on a new research report.
That's a love for it. Oh, Stu, I heard a great joke the other day.
Okay.
How many equities analysts does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Okay, how many?
Just one to change the bulb.
Okay.
But you need 7 compliance officers to check the work. And speaking of compliance,
Right.
Of course, this week we had the Royal Commission.
Right.
The report came out.
Right.
What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, the media has been full of nothing else, but you would have seen the regular banks have gone up because it basically they're already moving to the sort of best compliance that they've come down in the recommendations from the Royal Commission. It's the mortgage brokers that are taking a real hit. Now, help us understand why is that?
Well, so basically what's happening now is that instead of getting trailing commissions over the life of a mortgage, these mortgage brokers now have to get paid by the people actually borrowing money for a mortgage.
Right.
So it's the world upside down, basically.
Right. You take away the conflict of interest where the bank compensates the mortgage broker.
Exactly.
Every time they write a loan in their favour, right? Okay. Yeah.
And so you can argue that with the current system in place, mortgage brokers are sort of encouraged to push for bigger sized mortgages.
Right.
In a new situation where you get paid up front, a fixed fee, there's no incentive anymore for a broker to make that mortgage bigger than it really needs to be.
Right.
So if you're a mortgage broker, it's not happy days for you.
Absolutely. So the stocks of Mortgage Choice and Australian Financial Group have collapsed. They were down heavily.
About 25% in about 2 days. Yeah.
Now that excites the inner contrarian in me. What do you think could turn around the fortunes of these particular companies?
Well, I think never catch a falling knife, as they say.
Yes.
So I wait and see how this plays out because it can be a lot bigger. So look, I don't know what the exact size is of the average commission on a mortgage today.
Right.
But of course, you can bet that it's going to be a lot lower going forward. So that needs to play out, going forward. So I wait and see what happens. But if you're contrarian, this might be an opportunity for you.
Right. Now we're hearing as well that the banks are actually going to need more office space as an indirect outcome of this Royal Commission. Why the heck is that?
Not just the banks, but their lawyers as well. So they need all these people. Need an office space to implement all these. What was it? 76.
76 recommendations coming out.
75 will be actually implemented.
Right.
So you need a lot of people, compliance officers,
and
all sorts of people to house in office space to get it actually done. And guess which company we just initiated coverage on.
I'm guessing an office company, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's Blackwall, actually. Apart from managing commercial property, they've been doing that for a number of years. I think the interesting bits about Blackwall is actually Whatso, which is comparable to Regis and to Surfcorp, so flexible office space.
Yep.
And I was just reading this morning, actually, in the paper that the Royal Commission. I wouldn't call it fallout, but implementation of that will require a lot more office space.
Right.
But also...
And it's fair to say, here in Sydney, we were in danger of actually having to pitch tents on Australia Square in order to get some office space, right?
Yeah, exactly, because the vacancies in commercial property, office space basically in the CBD is at the lowest point in 10 years.
Right.
So there will be a lot more demand for office space, and I think flexible office space like Whatso, and that's I think the interesting part within Blackwall as from an investment point of view, they provide office space.
Right.
Not so much in CBDs, but just around in the outer ring of that. So I think it's very attractive, not just for banks or lawyers that don't necessarily have to be in the CBD, but just for companies in general that are looking for office space. So, we're in a shared office space as well.
Yes.
Our walls are as thin as cardboard.
Yes. Hey, you people be quiet back
Shut
there,
up
okay?
there. No, we're in a pub right now.
Of course.
Don't mention the green screen. But you feel like you're in a cheap New York apartment sometimes. But Whatso's approach is very different. So they take sort of out of favor office space, either buy it or lease it, and fix it up, with all the infrastructure around it, like cafes, etc., in the lobbies. And I think have a look at Blackwall, because I think Whatso in the next sort of 5 to 6 years will be really one of the key revenue drivers.
Now it's Chinese New Year, and I'm the single guy here. What have you got for me?
Oh, look at this! I've got your traditional Chinese, present?
Yes, the red pocket. Yeah.
The red pocket.
Right.
I didn't put cash in it this time around, but I got you some really nice shares.
Okay.
Into this,
which company?
This interesting Chinese company, Traditional Therapy Clinics, and they run massage parlors in China. So I thought that was right up your alley.
Right. This is a bit of a joke on your part. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
The pleasure is all yours because Traditional Therapy Clinics got delisted from the exchange last December.
Wow. Didn't know that.
The stock didn't have a happy ending, quite frankly.
Well, we've got some toilet paper there.
The thing that really impresses me about our exchange, it's like the governments in Plato's Republic. There's rules, but then there's the philosopher kings who actually decide how to interpret those rules. So you can't just list a company just by complying with the rules. You've got to get through a team of pretty diligent people who are looking to see that your company will maintain the tone and feel of the ASX is a reputable exchange. Right. So ASX is now taking action to delist some of the companies that aren't complying with best practice. No surprise that a lot of them are companies like Traditional Therapy Clinics.
What's with this beer? It tastes like kiwi.
Right. So it was Waitangi Day on Wednesday this week. So happy Waitangi Day to all our Kiwi friends across the Tasman. The best drinking in the whole of Australasia, in my experience, is over in New Zealand. One reason why I like to travel there a lot. They actually ship the second-rate material to Australia, which is what I got from the local bottle shop. This is actually pretty good drinking.
It's the same as what Heineken does.
Basically, absolutely.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff in Holland. Yeah, right. So this is Monteith's Pointer's Pale. It's only 4.2. It's interesting. You go to a bottle shop in New Zealand, not typically, but often the beers will be over 7% on alcohol. They need to ship the lower alcohol stuff to Australia because we're drunken convicts, basically. What's good about this one is they've added a couple of interesting hops into it, including, if you can taste some sort of stone fruit flavours in there, that's the Waiti hops that New Zealand Plant and Food released about 7 or 8 years ago.
The Waiti?
Waiti is the name of the hop. So we a couple of weeks ago we had a drink. In fact, it was last week. We had a bit of Motueka in the beer we were drinking. You get that for the citrus. If you're looking for stone fruit flavours, get it out of Waiti.
All right.
So a good nice balance there to some of the other stuff, and I think quite easy on the palate. So kia ora to our friends across the Tasman, and we hope you had a great week. And that's about all we have time for. So happy investing this week, and the sooner Traditional Therapy Clinics can recapitalise and go forward, the better.
Cheers.